Well, it is Saturday and the sun is out. So I can't think of a better reason why not to go camping for the night. So I thought I'd go venture to a new spot I've never been actually. So hopefully this will turn out okay. Kind of been into that mode now where I go venture out and check out new spots. So heading up in the mountains. Don't think I'm going to hit snow. Hope not. Might. I don't know. I just want to enjoy some sunshine and go out and camp, have a fire. So here we go. All right, well, finally settled on a spot, and I'll give you an overview. Kind of found an old mountain road. I was going to go into a town called Lyons area, but I didn't really find anything in there, so I'm kind of back up Highway 22, kind of in Idana this time. So didn't go to the burnt forest. This time I was looking for green, and I found some green. Of course, we have some trees that don't have leaves on them. Anyway, thought we'd just pull over here. We're way up in the mountains. Make something to eat. And then I'd work on some video stuff. Because I have a video I want to put together. My top 10, my top 10 things that I bring camping. See if they kind of line up to yours, and if you have any other suggestions, I'd really like to know. One thing I've been really impressed with is the Ego chainsaw. I have a lot of these batteries. I use them for, I one wheel, and I actually modded it so it uses these. I have a lawnmower. I have a weed whacker. As you can tell, a chainsaw. I even have a power inverter, which I showed you in one of my videos. I really like that too. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. But this makes pretty quick work of getting some lumber. All right, how y'all doing? Now that I'm sitting by the fire, it's kind of a little cold out, but let's talk about the top 10 things that I find important when you're gonna go camping, whether it be backpacking, car camping, tent camping, teardrop camping, RVing, doesn't matter. These are the top 10 things that, starting what I call the least important to take with you to the most important to take with you. So let's start with number 10. Number 10 is entertainment. It's pretty weak. However, it is nice to have like some playing cards, or if you're going really fancy, TV, a tablet, some sort of entertainment, whether you can play games, can even be lawn darts for all that matters, a volleyball, hacky sack, some sort of entertainment. So if you're in a spot for a while, you can entertain yourself if you get kind of a dull moment. Next one is a cell phone. That never used to probably be on the list, but nowadays it's almost a necessity to take, just in case you get into a trouble spot, and hopefully you might, unlike I do right now, have cell service. At least you might be able to walk to a point where you get cell service. A lot of times you can head up the mountains And like the spot where I am now, I probably can head up to the top of the mountain there and I could get cell service. Number 8 in my book is extra clothing, whether it be wool socks, a hat, extra gloves, extra coat, just all that sort of stuff just to keep warm. Even if it's in the summertime, it could dip down at night. It could be cold. So you definitely want to bring some extra clothes, some sort of way to keep your warmth in you. Number 7, and I'm kind of cheating right at the moment, that'd be like a flashlight. Some sort of way to make light. I tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than being in a spot and not being able to see. Whether it be just to get up to go pee, or fix your tire, try to start your car, it won't start. Searching and finding somebody that gets lost in the middle of the night. Had that happen actually just last year. Not to mention any names, Dominic. Are you listening? Anyway, a flashlight. That's a big help. This one's kind of fancy. It hooks right into my stocking cap. Quickly, and it has different modes that it has. It pops right out. Might as well show that off right now. And it actually has a USB. You just plug it right into something USB and it'll charge it. Very handy. Very, very handy. I kind of messed it up. Probably can't put it back in one-handed. But anyway, a flashlight. Let's see here. Number 6. A hatchet or knife or something sharp. You definitely want some sort of tool for cutting. A hatchet is nice for cutting, obviously, firewood, splitting firewood. Especially if you don't cheat like I did tonight. Just throw a fire starter underneath there and let her burn the rest of the wood. I knew I was going to be in a quick mode, so I thought, why not just make it easy for myself? So that's why I did it with the fire starter. However, a hatchet or a knife, definitely something you want to bring with you. Number 5 on my list, a stove. I like, you can cook over the fire, this is true, and there is nothing like having s'mores or hot dogs or, oh gosh, stew. There's so many different things you can do over the fire, but it sure is convenient to quickly, when you're, I want to use the word glamping, but I guess glamping, to throw your food right on the stove and get yourself going really instantly. That's kind of like I was this time. I was kind of cold already. I know there's no snow out, but it's close to freezing right now. We have no moisture in the air, and it's actually a clear night, so any sun that was happening today is pretty much all gone. All right. Next, number 4, a fire starter. Some way to start fire, whether it be waterproof matches. I'd recommend waterproof matches if you take matches with you. Or whether it be just a cigarette lighter, or how I like it, I always take a little butane torch with me, and it just starts the fire so quick I don't have to mess with it. Doesn't always work the best though, because it's kind of big and bulky. I can't take it hiking or backpacking, but I do have one of those little small ones as well. If you've seen those, I always keep it in the back of the truck just in case. Another butane little torch, but it's the smaller size. Anyway, some way to start a fire. Number 3, if you have like a heater in your RV, a backup heater, whether it be like a Mr. Buddy, or at least at minimum a blanket or a sleeping bag. You always want to have that with you. You can even have that in the back of your car. I always keep one in the FJ just in case I'm out and about, and if I break down or something, I can quickly at least jump in a sleeping bag and stay warm, and it doesn't take up that much room. But at least a blanket, something to be able to cover up with and stay warm. All right, number 2 on the list, food. Okay, that's got to be an obvious one. You obviously want to bring some food with you. Depends obviously how long you're going to be, how much food you want to take, but having food, I tell you, I did forget food once, and I'll never do that again. I forgot the main course. I had a lot of snacks, but I didn't have the frozen meat that I planned for the trip. So I basically had just had to snack. I know it sounded pretty rough. I had to snack the whole darn trip. Rough, I know. But after a while, sugar gets, you can only eat so much of it. And the last thing on my list, and then what I call the most important thing, is water. You want to pack some water in, whether it be you're hiking, RVing, whatever. Make sure you have water with you. without water, well, I don't even think I need to say without water what happens. Anyway, so take some water with you. I'd like to know in the comments if you guys think anything should be changed in any order, or if you'd like to add something to the list. I'd really like to know. Really like to know. I'm sure I could look up other things online, but I was just doing it from the top of my head. But those are the things that I find important. What do you guys find important? Let me know in the comments. All right, before it gets dark out, which one thing cool about the cameras nowadays, they make it look a lot brighter than it really is, but that's okay. I still have some sunlight. I am gonna fly a drone. One of my favorite drones is the Mavic Air. Pretty darn small. There's my hand. Yet it can shoot 4K video. Go in the air for about, I think it's 22 minutes on a full charge, but it's so small and it unfolds just like a transformer, I guess the best way to word it. Hard to do one-handed when you're holding the camera. Flop that out there. I'll be doing that soon here. Well, anyway, this folds out. I'll get some footage now with the drone. You can check it out. Anyway, it's called the Mavic Air. Awesome little piece of machinery. I first had the Mavic, which was quite a bit larger. Actually, before that I had the Phantom, which was even huger. You couldn't really pack it easy. I can take this even hiking, backpacking, still get some cool shots. Well, anyway, I'll show you some footage. All right, so I got my little fire going, got a chair, and we got some dinner. Got some chili cheese brats, and I think they look done. Oh yeah, kind of was going easy camping this time because I knew I was going to get a late start, just the way it always works. So anyway, I won't bore you with dinner, but time for dinner. Good morning, y'all. Oh, what a good night's sleep. Let's see. It's now, 9:30. I really slept in. And it's 53 in here, and I just turned the heat on. It was a little chilly because, we got snow last night. Just a dusting of snow. So it's a little on the cold side outside. I'd have to say it's probably about 30 degrees. But I think it got a lot colder than that last night. So it warmed up a little bit when the moisture came in. So I thought I'd turn the heat on for a little bit, maybe get it up to 60 in here, which would be kind of nice. Anyway, time to cook breakfast. Again, thanks for watching. And remember, if you had anything you want to add to that list, please put it down in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. I don't know what it is, but why does snow just make everything look so much prettier? A little frosting. Definitely just a trace, but enough to cover the roads. You know, and I think it is warmer than last night. It's weird. Definitely must have got down in the 20s. But just really makes it look pretty when everything's just covered a little bit in white. One big advantage having a fire, you can also cook while you're eating and keep your food really warm. I didn't cook the sausage all the way on purpose so I could set it by the fire. So it's cooking a little bit. As you can hear it sizzling. Kind of handy. So the sausage comes out so perfect and nice and toasty. Especially when it's snowing outside. Oh, it's nice out here. Other than cold, that is. However, thought I'd have a little topic area. Instead of food for thought, I think I'll call it after food for thought. Because I think a little better after I had breakfast. I had 2 more points that I'd like to bring up. My list of 10 things, there is one thing that probably could be on a lot of the lists. And that would be companionship. When you're out here by yourself, it is nice to talk to somebody, whether it be your dog or your wife or whoever, your significant other. It's also nice to kind of clear your head and get out by yourself, so I'm enjoying this a lot just for that reason. However, companionship is nice. Play a card game, watch a movie together, cook some popcorn, enjoy the campfire, some coffee, which that's what I'm brewing up right at the moment. But that's one of the things. I guess that would be my 11th thing if I had to pick one more thing, is bringing someone with you. There is a fun part of camping of sharing the experience, and that way you go back and talk about it and say, hey, do you remember when we went and then all of a sudden we woke up in the middle of the night and it was dumping down snow? Yeah, well, I'll just have to say that to myself. I do remember. And probably there's one last thing that I kind of am amazed. I would never have thought, even probably, well, maybe close to a year ago, because I was thinking about doing this a year ago. But a year ago from now, I would camp this many times in the winter and have a nice warm teardrop to camp in. Yes, you can do it in a tent, and I have done that many times. I don't go very often in the winter just because it's so gosh darn cold. I don't enjoy that as much, but this time I don't mind it. Sleeping up nice and warm, dry, not having to worry about also taking down a tent and have to dry it. That's a big plus. It's a pain in the butt. Take a tent and then have to dry it out in the wintertime if you don't have a large space to dry it out in. But anyway, I've been really enjoying the teardrop so far. I know it's not completely done, but done enough that it's definitely kept me nice and dry this winter. We're going to be hitting spring here pretty soon, so cool. I can't wait to summer. However, when I come back to summer, I'm going to be going back to the rooftop tent. Then I'll be probably doing some boating as well, that sort of thing. I don't know, some more adventures. There's been some talk about some parachuting, maybe even some helicopters. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Something cool. Just right now, wintertime, this is what's cool. Being out in the snow, having a campfire, having some coffee, talking to you all. All right, I hope wherever you are, you're having a wonderful day and staying safe out there. It's also kind of nice to get out in the forest so you don't have to wear a damn mask. You know what I mean? When I'm wearing that, what the hell am I thinking? Oh yeah, save lives. Take care, guys. the snow.